saying Marner walked away for nothing, and then they went out and signed Nick Waugh. They're separate events to me. It was just like a way to acquire a guy.
You think it was real important for Brad Treliving to not be known for the guy that let him walk out the door for absolutely nothing?
I don't think it hurts.
Was that
Doesn't
part
hurt.
of the equation here?
Well, whether you think
something?
it's for perception or not, he helped the team get better than getting nothing. So, yeah, it helps him.
Right now, I think people are looking at it through the lens of getting something for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like having them. But I think as time goes on, and like you mentioned off the top there, Kipper, the way the teams play, and like as further down the line we get here, people's opinions change. Like, wow, they should have done it earlier. Their Leafs are bad now, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that's the case, but people are going to measure this trade against what happens like progressively as the Leafs get worse or get better, I think.
I will say, since we sat here, my brother texted me, is Nick Waugh a good player? Is he better for Marner? Like, he doesn't, like, people don't know how this all shook out. He's just, it seems like a one-to-one.
I like him a lot.
He's
a
playoff type player.
I think he can contribute. I think he can play
he gets
different
15
ways.
goals a year, something like that.
I think he had, I want to say 12 or 13 points or maybe 11 points in their playoff run when they won the Cup.
He is a good player. He's a third-line center and actually a good one. He's good defensively. He's good. I will say he's a little bit like Steven Lorentz in that he's very big and does not get upset.
Except for when he cross-checked. Who did he cross-check in the mouth in overtime?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Against the Oilers this year.
Wasn't
that him?
I just went back and watched his fights in the NHL to date, and there are 3 of them, and none of them.
Didn't he? Wasn't he the one that got that cross-checked Draisaitl in the mouth in overtime, or somebody got this past year?
Yeah, he did.
It was him.
Yeah.
And then we discussed if he should get suspended or not. He didn't get suspended. He got a fine.
That's nice. Maybe he just demonstrates his frustration via stick.
A few more shots to maybe Florida if you get a crack at it again next spring.
I'm in on that.
So much again from the Marner conversations over the past years on, 12, 13, 13 and a half, 14. Then the rumors started about signing just a 2 or 3 or a 4-year deal. Much surprised to just hear how simple it was. 12 times 8. Yep. Rantanen. Yep.
That's a piss off for me.
For sure.
After being, all these conversations in Toronto. Like, it's really, really frustrating that it's like immediately respectable deal. Like, he's right where he should be in terms of value. He's going to outperform his value over the length of the time. It's going to look like a great contract.
And if he signed that here,
we'll do totally different.
Isn't that maybe just a reflection of just how crazy like the media market is on particular stories once they're fixated? Because it was always the perception up there was always about the money for him, and he's greedy, and he's me and a few others accused of driving his price up, and then all of a sudden it's just like 12 times 8.
Yeah, but he did it in the tax-free thing, right? Like, he wanted to go to a tax-free place. He went to a tax-free place, and he got $12 million, which is...
But it wasn't 12.2. It wasn't 12.5.
The equivalent of that here, right? As we've talked about.
But this is what's frustrating. It's like he's made $100 million or 70 or 80 or whatever it is, so now he can not grind for the 0.2 or 0.4, and he did it somewhere else where suddenly they're going to have flexibility to add and keep and things that people wanted here. So
correct me if I'm wrong. Can I ask you, Kipper? Because there's that story out there that they made him a huge offer midway through this season, to make him the highest paid player in franchise history. Did that happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I've also gone on record that said they could offer him $20 million a year and he won't stay.
So that's probably what.
Never.
Part of why he's going to get booed.
It was never about the money.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have to understand the perception from a fan base, Kip, when you get offered the largest contract in franchise history and you turn it down and you leave the first second you can.
Yeah, well, listen,
I mean, that's a tough pill to
First of all, Matthews is at 3.25, right? 13. I'm sorry, 13.25. Yeah. So it was in that neighborhood. Yeah. And I think they would have passed Matthews if they thought he'd legitimately consider it.
Yeah.
So I believe that it was out there for him here in Toronto to go there, but he needed a change. And did you guys read his statement today?
I did,
yeah.
What did you think of it?
Well, I saw 2 things. I saw someone say if he had spoken like that once over his time here, he'd have been perceived a lot better. And then I saw someone else run it through a ChatGPT, which said 100% likelihood written by ChatGPT. So people were, there was some skepticism.
Yeah.
It was a nice note, Kip. The sentiment was good.
Which I tried my best, but it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he said the right things.
Right?
Why did he never say that after a playoff series?
Yeah, it was well done.
Nobody did.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
But I mean, Tanev did.
Yeah, those are all legitimate questions.
Yeah.
For sure. But it just seemed like the whole era wasn't built that way.
Well, I think you've alluded to this, Kipper, and you as well, Borny, that it just was not the right mix of guys. And the lack of accountability, these guys kind of fed off each other. But I think the way that Marner, maybe just the way he spoke to the media and just some of the stuff he said and the way he said it, just rubbed people the wrong way, straight up. And I don't know if it's fair. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
but he
did at times struggle articulating the way he felt, and no bigger example of that than we're treated like gods here, and how people could take it right away, and
which he was 100% right about.
Right?
Yeah.
Which people took the wrong way when in fact that's not what he was insinuating. But
I have trouble with like how it felt like it was viewed as like Succession, and these guys were like vying for the top spot, and it was acrimonious between the Marner camp to the Matthews camp about almost this race to be the guy. And I will say, seeing new Tavares deal, a nice deal you like, Marner gets a fresh start, like it feels nice that they can almost turn the page. I don't know if it's good. They're going to be worse. I think until they show me they add someone top six, I think they're probably worse.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it was time.
So is this the new standard now, with guys needing to come in and prove that you could leave money on the table? Like
Boston was the whole thing.
When it's all said and done, like Tavares was clearly in a position where he's just going to take whatever they gave him. He's not moving. Okay. Nice to me is a real good sign that he left a little bit, not a ton for me, because he was right up there in that 8.25, and then no more on a 6-year deal. If you want to go 8 years, I could see him asking for 9 or 10, and even 9 or 10 would have bothered some people on 8 years.
Yep.
Right. So good on him. But moving forward, is this the way it's going to have to be here?
Well, I think it really got crazy with this stuff when the cap was flat. And it was all about, there's this set pie for 5 years, and we're all cutting pieces up, and who gets what. And if we all take a little less pie, we can be better around it. I think as the cap goes like this, and right now, I think something like 25, 26 teams were within spending a couple $1 million at the salary cap the last couple.